Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're talking about some narcissistic energies. Hi, my name is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman. I'm an intuitive psychic medium here in the Sugar Land area. That's just outside of Houston. I work with my angels and guides to assist my clients in many areas of their lives, to bring them special messages from loved ones who have passed, to dialogue with their angels for guidance into their own situation, or to assist them with their own psychic abilities. If you like my content, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. So today I was just meeting up with a client, and her husband is narcissistic, and it's one of those, I think sometimes like people don't always understand this aspect of being around a narcissistic personality, is that they have like two faces, and it doesn't mean like they're two-faced liars or anything like that. I guess in a way it could be that. You could say that. But it's like they have a face that they show to the public, one that they show to their friends or their extended families or co-workers and stuff like that. And then they have the face that they show kind of behind closed doors. And the one kind of behind closed doors is like their true personality, the true narcissistic freakouts happen, the tantrums that go on forever. All of that energy is in play the whole time that they're around, you know what I'm saying, like with the door closed. It's like the way they react to people, the way they don't react to people. It's one of those like, and usually it's blaming everybody else for what they believe is their fault because they can't take responsibility for themselves. So it just kind of just happens that way, that it can be really overwhelming to deal with that energy of it's always your fault. It's always, it's not my fault that this isn't working out correctly, or that it's not my fault that this isn't working the way it should be, or anything else. And it kind of just gets like old after a while. And I will tell you that most people that live with a narcissistic behind closed doors, it's one of those, they will get to that point at some part of just like, I'm over it. I am so over this. Like, I don't care if I walk away with nothing. I don't care what happens. I don't care. Like, they'll just get to the point where it's like, I just can't deal with this one more time. And that's kind of the crazy part. And sometimes it gets a little bit easier. Sometimes it's not so bad. But there are times where you're like, I've had it. And I just cannot deal with it one more time. I just can't do this one more time. And that's kind of the part that not everybody else sees. They may see them freak out once in a while. They may see them kind of, go off a little bit once in a while, but they're not going to see that true behind the closed doors personality. And I think that's the part that what most people don't understand. Now, it has happened to me, but it's also happened to several other clients, that the narcissistic person in their family passed, and like their co-workers or people that they knew at different places, like where they worked out at the gym or whatever it is, like would come and they would talk about them. They're like, oh my gosh, they were the sweetest person, and they were so kind, and they were always talking about you and how great you are and all that kind of stuff. And literally you're kind of like, who in the heck are you talking about? Like, they never did that. And it's because it's like they're only seeing that public face. They're only seeing that face of like, this is what I'm showing to everybody. This is the face that I'm showing to everybody all the time. And it's one of those, like I said, they're kind of like a split personality in that aspect of like, where they are in one place is not how they're going to react somewhere else. And it just drives people insane with that. It's like, they're always blaming someone else, or they're always saying this. It gets crazy. So kind of like the two-faced is like the public face, and then I would call it kind of behind closed doors. And it's one of those, they very rarely show the public face behind closed doors, and they very rarely show the behind closed doors face out in the public. And it can get old and tiring for the family members that are around them, the people that are around. It's just like, oh, this is like too much. And it happens quite a lot with that, of just like, wow, this is a lot to deal with. This is a lot of energy to deal with in this aspect. So that just kind of gives you an insight of what some people may be working with or dealing with. And if you think someone else's husband is perfect because he's always saying the right things, like, oh, I help my wife fold the clothes, and I help my wife wash the dishes or clean up or whatever it is, it's one of those, it's probably not happening. It's one of those, if they're talking about it, it's probably not happening. If they're doing it, they're not talking about it. It's one of those, but that personality just gets really overwhelming because you're dealing with like two people, and how are they going to react in this aspect compared to this one. It's just something to be aware of, a two-faced narcissistic personality. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we will be talking again soon.